less, okay?
Okay.
And and then that leaves us with protein, which is third on the priority list in terms of what our bodies need for work, at 20%. Okay. Now I want to say one thing about protein real quick.
Okay.
It is absolutely essential for our bodies. Okay, so I don't want anyone to think that it's not important.
Right.
It is critical that we have adequate protein,
Especially for little people, babies, children. Yeah.
Absolutely critical, because it is a necessary component of all our body tissue.
Wow.
Just as we need carbohydrates for energy, we need protein in order to make up who we are. Without protein, we are not who we are in terms of the integrity of our body cells,
Wow.
Fluid balance, and all these different things. So it is critical that we have it, okay? But the big thing is to realize that we don't need as much as we think we do, okay?
Okay.
Our bodies make necessary protein, which makes our dietary need that much less, okay? So we do need lots of protein, but we don't need as much as we think we do from our diet.
Wow, and that's a great point there to stop, take a short break. When we come back, I've got a question for Charles about what he meant by, you know, the protein diets being successful, because I've got some thoughts in my mind, and I think maybe you do too. So when we return to Too Good Health, we'll talk more about high protein diets and how much is too much. Stay tuned.
I wanna rock right now.
The YMCA of Georgia's Piedmont has been serving the community since 1996. Today, we service over 15,000 people through YMCA membership, ministries, and services at 3 facilities in Northeast Georgia. As a not-for-profit organization, we strive to reach people of every age, race, faith, and socioeconomic status, and we do not turn anyone away due to inability to pay. Through the generosity of our board, volunteers, and donors, the YMCA provides over $300,000 worth of program and membership subsidies to families throughout Northeast Georgia every year. When you join the YMCA, you join a movement of nearly 100,000 people making positive changes in our community through YMCA ministries like Spanish classes, teen enrichment and leadership training programs, wellness and life coaching classes and seminars, and Christ-focused child care and sports. The value of a YMCA membership goes beyond gym and swim. You are part of an organization that is dedicated to changing lives. Visit them online at www.georgiapiedmontymca.org. That's the YMCA.
Welcome back to the Too Good Health Show, your dependable resource for health, fitness, and nutrition information. Visit us online at www.toogoodhealthllc.com. If you're just tuning in this morning, we are talking about high protein diets. How much is too much? If you have a question, comment, or just want to say hello, please give us a call at 678-963-5482. We are here to help you. Now, Charles, before we went to break, I have a question. You mentioned in the beginning of our show here that, you know, you've seen and know people that have been on the high protein diets and that they've been successful.
Right.
Now, one of the things that we talk about is, you know, short-term versus long-term when we're talking about health and wellness. What do you mean by successful? Because
that's a good question.
I consider that a lot of the folks, I think everyone that I know that's been on a high-protein diet, I consider them to have been unsuccessful. And you probably know why.
Right. That's a good question. And I think when you look at the success of, say, a high-protein diet, you oftentimes have to look at it over the long haul in terms of, okay, have I lost weight and kept it off, okay? But one of the things we have to realize is that the philosophy and the theory behind a high-protein diet is to help people to lose weight, okay? Now, losing weight can be a very temporary thing. So if somebody wants to lose 25 pounds, well, then they will go on a high-protein diet, and lo and behold, they will lose 25 pounds. Okay? So that's what I mean when I say I've seen them accomplish what people have set out to achieve in terms of their goals. People can lose significant amounts of weight on this program, okay, whether it's 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds. People can lose weight, but the question is, will they keep the weight off Okay, they have to be
Right.
able to keep it off for me to determine that this thing has been successful. Okay,
Right.
so you look at the high protein diets and you ask yourself, well, is my goal to just lose weight? And sometimes people say, well, I really want to get into that swimsuit, or I want to be able to do this or that. And so perhaps they take a little short-sighted approach to weight loss. And so they lose the weight and they say, hey, I reached my goal.
Right.
But the question is always, what next? What are we going to do to follow up on this? And are we going to keep this weight off?
Right.
And so that begins the whole struggle, the lifelong struggle with the weight. Okay? So in the long haul, these diets, and doctors will tell you, nutritionists will tell you, that they should not be used as a long-term thing.
Okay,
They
right.
should be used with the short term in mind. So you
To maybe
may
jumpstart.
Exactly right. So
Yeah,
you may
okay.
be on it for a month or 2 months, certainly probably no longer than 3 months at a time.
Okay.
And then you should come off of it. Okay, and then at that point, we have to have a plan in place
Right.
for how we're going to maintain that weight loss. Okay, because you won't be able to do those same things that you did to lose that weight.
Right.
You have to choose. You have to be in the process of creating some healthy choices, eating better in terms of your habits,
Right.
and making sure that you have a way to keep this off, because it will try and come back.
Yeah, and that's huge, because that's a major component that's missing out of most quick weight loss diets is, the exit strategy, as we call it. How do I maintain this weight loss once I've lost it? And if you want
Exactly
more
right.
information on that, you can get that on our blog, www.toogoodhealthllc.com/blog. There's a great article on there about quick weight loss diets. Oh, sorry, I think I missed the number 2. www.2goodhealthllc.com/blog, and there is an article on there about quick weight loss diets and the importance of having an exit strategy to maintain weight loss. Very cool.
Now, what I'd like to do is give you all 5 reasons why I think that ultimately the high protein diets will fail you. Okay, and when I give you these reasons, what I'd like you to do is just consider what I'm saying, okay? And again, feel free to always ask, for a second opinion, or but make sure it's from someone who is qualified to give you a good quality answer, okay? Let me give you my 5 reasons, and I'll talk a little bit about each, okay? The first reason why I think that high protein diets are not the best way to go, and why they may fail you in the end, is that oftentimes what they will do is, if you have to increase your protein intake, what that means is that most likely your carbohydrate intake will have to decrease. Okay, remember, we only have 3 energy sources to draw from here. All right, so we increase our protein. Oftentimes the increase of protein brings with it a increase in fat, because protein and fats, they like to travel together in terms of our foods. Okay, so as you increase protein, if you're not careful, you will also increase your fat intake. And by increasing both of them together, that leaves very little room for carbohydrates.
Okay.
And in fact, the program may even recommend that. It may see that as desirable. But at least you heard it from me that that is not desirable. It will create a chain reaction of events in your body which you may not want. Okay? So that's the first reason. And when that happens, just know that carbohydrates are very important, again, in terms of energy levels. Okay, if you try and exercise and you don't have much carbohydrates in you,